Yes, the American dream still exists. A home of your own, stability, a better future for your kids than the one you had. But before you keep watching this video, thinking about how to get there, let me say something uncomfortable. Maybe you've spent years chasing the right answer to the wrong questions. So today, let's ask the question that actually matters. The American dream started with a simple promise. Work hard, and no matter where you came from, you can build a better life. A house, a car, savings. A generation that lives better than the one before it. It's a powerful promise. That's why millions of people, you probably among them, crossed borders, left family behind, learned a new language, started from zero, not on a whim, because of that promise. But notice something. The American dream isn't just a life plan, it's a success model. And that model has a very specific definition of what it means to make it. Ownership, accumulation, individual ascent. It's not good or bad, it's a model. The problem starts when we treat it as the only one, because there are other ways to imagine a good life. Across much of Latin America, success isn't measured only in individual property. It's measured in closeness, in your mom being able to live near you, in Sunday having a long table where everyone fits, in knowing that if things go wrong, someone will hold you up without you even having to ask. That model has a phrase that doesn't quite translate with the same weight into English. Community as your safety net. Not a system, not a government program. People, extended family, neighbors who are practically family. It's not a less ambitious dream than the American one. It's a dream with a different unit of measurement. Success in Latin America isn't how much you alone have. It's how many people around you are doing well. And there's a third version. Across much of Western Europe, the aspiration isn't built so much around accumulation as it is around time. Long vacations guaranteed by law, work days that end at a reasonable hour, healthcare and education that don't depend on how much you manage to save. Cities built for walking, not for 2 hours a day in a car. There, the symbol of good life isn't the biggest house. It's a Sunday with no guilt attached. It's being able to get sick without it bankrupting you. It's your worth as a person, not being measured mainly by your output. Again, a different unit of measurement. Not better, different. And here's what almost nobody says out loud. All three have light, and all three have shadow. The American dream gives you mobility and ambition, but it can leave you alone at the top with no one to share what you built with. The Latin American dream gives you belonging and support, but it sometimes asks you to sacrifice your individuality, your voice, your own plans for the family. The European dream gives you balance and rest, but it can also dull ambitions, make you comfortable under a ceiling you never chose, just inherited. None of them is the villain. None of them is the hero. There are three different answers to the same human question. What do I do with my one life? And here's where I want you to pause for a second. None of these three has to be your dream. You can take the ambition of the American model, the community of the Latin American one, the balance of the European one, and leave the rest behind. You can build something that doesn't fly under any flag, because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of us didn't choose our dream. We inherited it. We got it sold to us in a commercial, in a family conversation, in a silent comparison to the cousin who actually made it. And we've spent years running after a goal we didn't even set for ourselves. Stephen Covey said it in different words. Begin with the end in mind. But before you define the end, there is an even more basic question. The one that actually shapes your circle of influence. What life do I actually want? Not the one I'm supposed to want. Not the one that would impress my family. Not the one that looks good in a photo. The one that, if no one else ever saw it, I'd still want to live. That question doesn't have a generic answer. And you'll only find it if you're willing to examine how much of what you're chasing is actually yours and how much is inheritance. We don't have to spend our whole lives chasing a dream just because at some point it was the dream someone sold us. You can honor where you come from without staying trapped in another generation's definition of success. You can cross whatever border you need to cross, geographic or otherwise, and still decide with your eyes open which part of that dream is really yours. The question was never whether the American dream still exists. The question is whether the dream you're chasing is yours. Fly, 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 but toward the sky you chose, not the one you were pointed to.